Hey everybody, I am Cyrus. Welcome back again. This is Super Mega Graphics 64. Today we're going to be starting a new series where we take a look at TurboGrafx 16 stuff. TurboGrafx, PC Engine, the Turbo Duo, all the different NEC, Hudson Soft Ventures. That's my favorite gaming platform. TurboGrafx 16 is a quirky, strange little system with very, very interesting games. Very Japanese. Hudson Soft made some of the best video games ever made, and the TurboGrafx 16 is a highly underrated console, which most people never cared about until, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and then all of a sudden people started to care about it again. But I know that most people didn't care about it because I had one back in the day. I had a TurboGrafx 16 not too long after it came out. I actually bought it used through one of those retailers who would sell used games in the backs of magazines, things like that. I think it was Play It Again, but it could have been Game Dude. I don't really remember 100% which company I bought it from, but I think it was Play It Again. This was before Funko, and obviously before like GameStop and stuff like that. So, long time ago. But I bought the TurboGrafx 16 because it was cheap and I was very curious about it. I had seen the commercials. I loved what I had seen, but I had never seen it for sale anywhere. I lived in a pretty small town growing up. We didn't have a lot of retail options. But even like when we went to a bigger city, I really didn't see it. Once in a blue moon, like I remember one time we went to Austin, Texas, and I did see the TurboGrafx 16 there, and it was one of the first places I'd ever actually seen the thing. And so when it got cheap and I had the ability to purchase one, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try this thing because I'm curious about it. And I'm glad that I did because, like I said, it has gone on to become my favorite console of all time. And when I say that, I'm not saying it's the best console ever made. I'm not saying the games are the best. I'm not saying it's better than the Genesis or the Super Nintendo. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, for me, I love this console the most of all the consoles that I have. So much so that I own a TurboGrafx 16 with the CD, and I also own a PC Engine Duo RX. And for the CD games, I always play those on the Duo RX. I have the arcade system card, blah, blah, blah. It's just the best way to do that for me. But the TurboGrafx 16 works great. And the CD-ROM works good. It actually does work on it. It's just with the burned games, it doesn't work as well. So I don't really play burned CDs and stuff on the TurboGrafx CD. But today, that's a lot of yakking. Sorry about that. Today, we're going to start by looking at some Turbo Chip games, the cartridge games for the TurboGrafx 16. These games that I bought back in the day, the games that we're going to be looking at are the ones that I owned, the games that I was able to afford to buy, which actually was a lot of the cheaper ones. And you might think, well, if they're the cheaper ones, they're probably garbage. And that's actually not true. Most of these games are actually really good. These are classic games, and that's, again, why I love this console, because even the cheap games ended up being pretty fun. But, yeah, so we're going to look at the games that I actually owned on the original TurboGrafx 16 that I had back in the day. And I'm going to be playing them on my TurboGrafx 16 with the controller, the just composite output coming out of the back of the CD unit. And we're just going to go through some of these games. The first game we're going to look at is the first game that I got, which is the game that comes with the TurboGrafx 16, which is Keith Courage. I know that I played this fairly recently, but this, I was playing through emulation, sadly on the Xbox Series S, which I can't even do anymore. But that's okay because I really would prefer to play this way anyway. So we're going to look at Keith Courage and Alpha Zones and see what this game's all about. Just going to play it for a little bit. If my throat gets a little scratchy, I'm sorry about that. Struggling a little bit with my vocals. I'm going to turn the volume of the game up just a little bit. And we're going to play. Like I said, this is just standard composite output on the actual TurboGrafx. So, here we go. If you never played Keith Courage, it's based on a Japanese anime that they changed considerably when they Americanized this. But it's a fun game. It's just, you know, compared to the other pack-in games for other consoles, yeah, kind of disappointing. But I didn't mind because when I bought this used with my original TurboGrafx 16, they gave me Keith Courage for free, and I was like, oh, okay, that'll work. I might be wrong. My memory might be wrong about this, but I do believe that my used TurboGrafx 16 was like $25. And that console's worth a little bit more than that these days. No, we don't need any of your bullet bombs. I will need some at some point, though. This game's not incredibly difficult, but it does have some spots that are pretty tough to get through. And these underworld levels, this is the real game right here. And this is what everybody wishes the whole game was. I mentioned that before. But I don't mind. I like this game. I even like the overworld stuff. Definitely better graphics down here though. And better gameplay. I will say also, this is a lot easier to play on original hardware. And that's mainly, I don't know, maybe that's just me because I'm so used to original hardware. But the input lag is kind of an issue for me with certain games. And this is one of those that bothers me a little bit when I try to play it on an emulator. Oh boy. Well, what was I just saying? Tried to jump and I didn't jump enough. Okay. Here we go. Normally I don't play on my TurboGrafx these days. I keep it actually boxed up. But I play on my PC Engine Duo. So, that's what I'm blaming that on. These first levels are really easy. And it's rinse and repeat, different bosses obviously, but that's how you play the game. The platforming gets a little bit more difficult, a little more complicated as you go. You have to buy stuff. You get better swords. Old Nancy here can heal you up. You know, that sort of thing. You can pick up these bolt bombs that'll basically shoot projectiles out and hit the enemies. Very useful. But, got some more games we're going to look at. He wants to sell me the bolt bombs. We're not going to do that, though, because we got other stuff to do. Let's see. I am playing these off my EverDrive. Alright, so, after Keith Courage, there was a few games that I got. Like I said, they were super cheap. One of those is Victory Run, which I talked about recently. Victory Run is a racing game. One of my best friends growing up, his dad was obsessed with this game, and he kept borrowing my TurboGrafx 16 just so he could play Victory Run. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. Hit the button one too many times, sorry. Alright, Victory Run, here we go. This is one of those racing games you actually do have to use a manual shift. But I think graphics are really good. It's like basically comparable to Outrun. Very interesting game. It's actually really fun. It's hard though. You get to upgrade stuff, but you also wear out parts and stuff like that. Alright, so we have 20 parts that we can pick from here. We want to spread these out. Go. Oh boy. There we go. I was trying to remember how to shift. I haven't played this in literally years. Okay. I mean, you can see it's got a good frame rate. Graphics are very colorful. It does a good job of simulating a sort of a super scaler kind of thing. Oh boy. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Probably want to practice this game a little bit before you start making videos about it. I love the music in this game, and I love how the sky and everything will change. You know, whenever the longer you race, when you go to different areas, everything, you get different like backdrops and colors and stuff. Ugh. You do have to stay on the track. It is important to try to do that. And notice like the color slightly changes on your car and everything whenever you go to a place where the sky is like orange like this. It's pretty cool. I like those little details like that. Stay on the track. It's hard, but it's not like impossibly hard. Oh boy. I am so out of practice, it is not even funny. But I actually made it to the first checkpoint. How about that? See, that's what I'm saying. Even with wrecking several times, I still made it there. Not that I did very well, but at least I made it there. Oh boy, oh man. Crap. Oh, I screwed up my gear. See that? That can happen to you. Then you get stuck to where you can't use that gear, so you can't go as fast. Not too many games you see do that. And these guys are like trying to get hit. Now that I'm stuck in this third gear, I don't even know if I can get through this stage. Yeah, my engine's not doing good. Ah. So you can see this game is pretty challenging. The better you race, the less damage you do to your car, and the less problems you're going to have. So you have a lot of incentive to try to do as good as you can and not hit things. It's a lot of fun though. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, my buddy's dad, literally, when they borrowed my TurboGrafx, this is all he would do. He would play this every freaking day. I would come over to my friend's house. His dad would get off work. He'd be there playing my victory run. I was like, that's cool. All right, let's look at another one. There's other V games that start with V. For some reason, I did a lot of V games. I don't know why. They're more affordable. I don't know. All right, come on, Elgato. There we go. Okay, another one that starts with a V is Veigues Tactical Gladiator. And this one I had never really heard of. Helps if I hit the right button. I'd never really heard of back in the day. And it's pretty interesting. You're sort of like playing as like a robot. It's almost like Transformers, kind of. It's a lot of fun, though. It's a sort of a like a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up kind of game. I haven't played this in so long. It is coming back to me. Oh. Another game with really good parallax scrolling. Ouch. All right. Upgraded my stuff, and here we go. A lot of these games from back then, you got to do upgrades and things like that. It's pretty cool. Man, how do I hit this guy? Oh, I lost my head and an arm. Oh, I lost both my arms. All I have is this little weird thing that I can sort of shoot. And that's as far as I go. Alright, we'll do one more on this video. There's a few more games that I did own on the Turbo back in the day, but we're just going to do one more right now. And that's another game that starts with V, which is Vigilante. Really cool arcade game. And a really good version of it for the TurboGrafx. Vigilante's pretty cool on the Sega Master System, but I think the TurboGrafx version is just, you know, put together a lot better. This is the one, yes, the skinheads have taken Madonna hostage, just like in the 80s. We all remember the great skinhead fiasco of 1984. This is the one you're going to want to use your turbo on. Especially when you get the nunchucks, as some would call them. The nunchucks. Yeah, fellow chucker, eh? You're basically invincible if you don't screw up. As long as you keep your timing correct. If you have the nunchucks, there's not much they can do to you. Oh, dang it. See? That's how you get killed, though. Screwing around like that. Oh, gamma. Some of the worst digitized voice I've ever heard. It's funny because the TurboGrafx can do really good digitized voice, but there are several games that it's really not that great on. Even like Fighting Street for the CD, for some reason the voice is very low quality. It doesn't need to be at all, but it is. Ugh. Yeah, you definitely want turbo here. Damn. Luckily it lets you continue like right there, but you don't have unlimited continues. I think there's a cheat code for that though. This guy's incredible balance. One down. Well, and that's pretty much what you do in Vigilante. I mean, I could keep going, but I think you get the idea. Hopefully Madonna makes it back with her dignity intact. Oh, this is a cool stage. I like this one. Like I said, really good parallax scrolling in this game. I don't know why that motorcycle exploded. They just blow up. If you fall off a motorcycle, they just blow up, I guess. I don't know how accurate that is. I've never owned a motorcycle. If you do, or if you have, let me know. Leave a comment. Do they blow up as soon as you fall off of them? Oh boy. Ouch. Alright, guys, I will see you next time with some more of my original TurboGrafx 16 games. Take care. I know, I've not rescued her. I'll have to wait for another time.